I hit the wrong button. Welcome to the show. My name is Jess Robey, the host of Robeytech, and I hit the wrong button, and I don't know what button I hit. So I don't know. I might be streaming this to like some other place. If you are looking to win this PC, it is now live. So if you want to win this after seeing all of the awesomeness that we're going to show you here today, then you'll be happy, right? Because then you might walk away. So it's 9/22 through 10/23, and there's the PC link right there. It's Panda, right? Because there's a couple things about it. You can't get the AIO in white. So I actually think that ABS did a pretty good job. They actually did include a sag bracket too for that big thick boy 3080 Ti. Who is ABS? They are a Prebuilt company. In fact, they have been reviewed very, very well, not just by myself, but they've also been reviewed very well by folks like Gamers Nexus. It's just another brand. This is an awareness play for them to basically get you to know them. We reviewed another one just not that long ago, so if you're looking for a pre-built system, these are ones you can get right off of Newegg.com, and you can even go as far as you can actually go and select your individual pieces and then send it to ENIAC, and they'll build it for you today. And again, we don't do paid reviews, we do paid overviews because, I can't take money and tell you if a product's good, but I'll give you all the data and then you can make up your own mind. And then we will, at a later point, actually have a review on this system if you're curious. But again, we don't associate money in reviews because you can't buy our opinion. So the PC we're looking at today is the ABS Legend Gaming PC. This is a fully stacked PC. It's got an Intel Core i9-12900K, a GeForce RTX 3080 Ti. It's got 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance Pro at 2x16. We've got DDR4 at 3200 megahertz. It's got a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, and then it's in the Corsair iCue 5000X gaming case. Currently, as it is being sold right now, it's $3599.99, but you can get 15% off with the promo code AFFIRMLabs, which is available. Now, you might be asking, Robey, if I was going to build this PC myself, how much would this PC be? Well, PCB, did you see? That was a PC joke. That was an unintentional PC joke, and it wasn't a very good one. This is in partnership with Corsair, so again, we are having all Corsair parts. If you wanted to build this PC as it is configured, it'd be about $900 less, and I'm not going to lie to you. I want to be absolutely truthful with you, so when you look at stuff like that. Now, there are benefits. There always are going to be benefits to still purchasing a pre-built PC. The warranty, so if you have an issue with the PC, they go directly to the person who built it, and they can go and track and see what the issue was. Now, we have run our own testing. This is called the Newegg Power Bar. And what this does is when you're purchasing something, you can actually see how the game does at different resolutions. And so here for Valorant, let's see, we have 1440p for Valorant. Let's take a look at what this did on Valorant at 1440p. 425.5 frames, and they said it would get 370 frames per second. So again, accurate, if not just a little bit conservative, but there's our testing, and that's actually what they actually got. 1440p. Let's see, Fortnite, 150 frames per second. On our Fortnite testing, we got 388. Now again, they're probably using normal visual settings. Okay, Tomb Raider, 160 frames per second. Our Shadow Tomb Raider was 213 frames per second. You can see all of our data essentially right there. So yeah, I really like this system. I really like Cyberpunk, 80 frames per second. We use DLSS. Cyberpunk 2077 was 112.8, and we may be using a different FPS thing. I do like that right here. Oh, sorry. No, I'm not. I'm looking at 1440p. Oh, are you talking about this one? This is not these are 1440p. This is just Kevin didn't put 1080p. These are supposed to be 1440p. He just didn't put 1440p. Trust me, these are 1440p. So my bad. They are. I'm not lying. We test everything at 1440p. I'll just make sure that from now on we show that. He just doesn't expect this stuff to be public sometimes, and so he just uses the same chart for everything, but it was done at 1440p. Okay, so let's bring the build up. Let's take a look at it. Up here in the top, like that's okay. They did plug in both EPS power connectors, which is nice. This was a little bit loose, but I'm not going to fault him too bad for that. This is how the 5000X is typically basically shipped. Like when I did the 5000T build, this was something that they we ended up doing additional cable management for. Down here at the bottom, Like, this is pretty clean. You know, they did zip tie this all stuff together, and they did a pretty good job of getting it all to kind of look like it's uniform, you know, without having a custom cable. When we got it shipped, it was Instapack completely, so we had no issues. The PC worked. This was fine. It was box in box. This was just a little askew, but this is not like attached. I actually kind of really like this. I really kind of like this sag bracket, so it's actually not that bad. So it's just easy to just basically reset it up, pop it in here, and then get it back to doing its job. So, and that wasn't such a big deal about that. So that's the front. Again, we did confirm 280 millimeter AIO. We haven't checked the temps on this because we'll run temps and stuff live here. We'll pop this out, but this was a 2 terabyte SN670, so we did verify that, which is as they said per there. And then outside of that, everything else here perfectly fine in terms of connectivity and stuff like that. So back-wise, it's okay. Only thing they plugged into the AIO was just the pump header. All of the fans and all of the RGB were plugged into the case controls that come with the 5000X. Functionally, it's fine, but the thing is that obviously taking the AIO and having it plugged into this gives you individual fan control, and this actually has more control than this does at this point in time. And we can look in iCue. I might be mistaken, maybe I might be wrong. This might just be a typical fan hub. We'll look at it here in a minute. In terms of the other cable management, you know, it's okay. This is fine and clean. But there's just, you know, a couple things, right, that could have been a little bit tighter. You know, there's not really a ton of cable management down here. You know, some loose cables. Obviously, just not, you know, this isn't like at main gear level quality, but again, it is passable. Okay, let's pop it on, because it is pretty when you get it turned on. And don't worry, when we do thermals and stuff like that, we'll definitely put the side on. Okay, so right now, temperatures, looks like we're sitting at 33. Looks like we've seen it as high as 43 in terms of, you know, it's just kind of doing stuff. We've kind of done a lot. Let's go ahead and open up Cinebench. Okay, so temps already in the high 80s. Yeah, we're hitting 95, 96. We are not seeing the boost clocks hitting 5, because I'm looking to see if we actually end up with any throttling. There's 1% there. So we're seeing a little bit of thermal throttling. These are basically when the test finishes and you'll see the temperatures drop significantly, and then the test will re-up. Cinebench run, it stops. Cinebench run, stops. Cinebench run, stops. But it's soaking essentially right now. This is obviously a stress for the CPU, and this is like what you might see in worst case. So when we do gaming on this, your temps aren't going to be anywhere near this. They're actually going to be probably closer to this. You'll probably be hitting right in the low 90s. But again, we want to show you guys the worst case. We just want to give you the data so you can make up your own opinion. Let's go ahead and start throwing some gaming at it so you can see what gaming benchmarks might look like. There it is, 88 frames, but again, temperature is nice and like I said, 55. So if you were to get this system and you want to play Cyberpunk, which is currently the probably the most graphic intensive game on here, let's go to graphics. So we've got everything. We'll set it to Ray Tracing Ultra. We'll have DLSS on auto. Leave it alone. I know that drives BMOC crazy, but I use DLSS especially for games like this. Everything's high in Ultra. And then we are at 2560 by 1440. So, and VSync is off, so we're good there. Okay, so we'll go to there and let's run our benchmark, see how this does. So with DLSS on auto, we're sitting at 105 frames per second. Temperatures are in the 60s on the CPU and 60s in the GPU. Okay, so now we're in mood mode, and we're here to show you some fun stuff. Now I'm gonna take some additional components, and we're gonna add this to just enhance the overall game experience. These right here are called the, and these go on other sides of your monitor. These are called the LT100s. These are available from Corsair. And what they can do is they can point against your wall, but you're gonna see as I play the game that these are going to do things like light up, etc. They work by just basically plugging in, and they're showing in iCue. So you'll see it here in a second. This would go behind your monitor. Again, something else that comes with Corsair. It basically has magnets or whatever it was, and then it's got a single, almost a USB adapter that goes with it, allows it to turn it on. So I'm gonna add this in here just so you guys can see. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and play. Continue. Now you're seeing the game. It's going to react to the game and what's happening in the game. I'm dying really fast. What other games work with the iCue lighting? Let's see, games that support iCue. So we got Blair Witch, Breakpoint, Chernobyl, Division 2, which, hey, there you go, Cole. Far Cry New Dawn, all the way through Far Cry 6. Metro Exodus, Subnautica, Super Majo, Tribes of Midgard. This one actually is really cool, too. I had a lot of fun playing this one. So there's some games, and they continue to add more as things have kind of come along. So, okay, guys, well, that is it for the ABS system and for showing that off. Again, huge shout out to ABS, Corsair, and Newegg for sponsoring this, letting us show all this stuff off. The things that I wanted to give you, again, this was a paid overview, so I didn't give you anything in terms of review stuff. I wanted to just give you all the data so you can make an opinion for yourself. And then, again, we have done reviews for ABS systems. They've always reviewed very, very well. So worth, in terms of worth checking out. The ABS folks were, to the things that we did quite, to ask questions on and stuff like that, they were receptive. They're going to look into the things that it was. But again, I'm not going to give you an opinion one way or the other. I just want to basically be able to give you all the data and then let you go from there. And then at the same time, also show you iCue. Like, one of the benefits and one of the things I really like about Corsair specifically is just their ecosystem and how robust and rich it can be. And I just don't think a lot of people understand that that can also turn into, all of that RGB lighting can actually be used for some good when you're doing actual gaming. So, did you enjoy the show? Did you enjoy the show and what you got to see? And yes, huge shout out to my tech specialists, my moderators, and also Blondie, who, she's a rock, man. She's a rock. Super big shout out to everybody. I hope you had a great night. I hope you enjoyed the content. Again, thank you very much to the fine folks over at ABS, Newegg, and Corsair for sponsoring today's stream and making it all over. Don't forget to go enter that ABS Legend Gaming PC giveaway that is currently live. It's open until 10/13. We'll remind you a lot more. But go get your entries in and maybe you can walk away with this beautiful, beautiful PC. Gaming-wise, all that sort of stuff, absolutely fantastic. So really appreciate you. Anyway, guys, have a great night. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.